Hello everybody. Give me 1 second. Can everybody hear me? Over here? Well, I can't hear you. Okay, now I can hear you.
I have a problem that I can not join the Roll20.
I will give you the link. 1 sec. Okay. Hello everybody and welcome to 3.5 Dungeoneers. This is our Dungeons and Dragons adventure. In this world we are in the Elsire Vale. With our cast here, we have Gary playing our Dwarven Crusader Valrak. We have Gokalex playing our human hero Cyril. Nick as our deranged black mage Alexander Verkis. And Devil as our halfling Phantom of the Opera rogue swashbuckler, I think. Hennessy. Okay. This is our week number 5, and the party just had a major encounter at the bridge of the Skull Gorge Bridge, in which they defeated I think about 12 or 13 hobgoblins, a dragon, a couple of hellhounds. It was a nasty battle, which they came out healthy and alive, and now they're making plans for their next actions in order to stop the Red Hand from marching, and let's see how they manage to do that. So guys, besides what I mentioned, do you want to add anything else to what happened last week?
Did you mention how the dragon
got
got completely wrecked?
Or
The dragon, yes, they got completely wrecked. Cyril, go on.
I don't remember if we already went to sleep or we were about to go to sleep.
You went to sleep. This is day 4 of our adventure, about
So reset
8 AM. Yep, and feel free to send them to me again.
It also has other stuff, but yeah, I'll copy paste my notes.
No problem. Okay, so you guys wake up. You had a chat last night with Jor. Don't know how much you remember of that, but your characters remember the same amount. So let's get into it. It's morning. The sun is up in the sky. The sun is especially scorching today. No clouds up on the sky, and it's time to start playing. So what do you guys do?
I pray for an hour and regain my spells.
Okay. Sarah just goes down and prays while Jor goes to put some fire, to put the fire out and bring up some water.
No, I think we're pretty much ready to go. We talked about it enough last time to know what we needed to do.
Yeah. From what I remember, you guys talked about going on the other side and inspecting Cinder Hill to see how the situation stands, and then coming right back up, pulling down the bridge, and going back to city.
Could we look at the map before leaving?
Yeah. Which map? The normal one or the one you got
Can I get a
from
link?
Koth? Yes. Sorry, you will get a link.
I don't know. I asked the rogue if we can look at the goblin one.
Hennessy?
Wait, what did you ask?
If we can look at the goblin map as opposed to a normal map.
Sure. I'd show the map.
Okay. Take out the goblin map.
And obviously we can't read any of this, so
Only some of the stuff, and
only some of the stuff that we've been told about already.
yeah.
I basically just want to look and see if there's any marks after the bridge as to where we're going. So we're going to Cinder Hill.
Yep. Which is a day's march from here.
So obviously it looks like we've got to go past this keep.
What, Forest
Okay.
Keep?
The bits in black, I'm guessing we can read because that looks like normal map markings. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
those are normal map markers.
Yeah. So I'm looking. It looks like there's some tower that we can obviously see, and
Here.
a keep that we can obviously see. No, I went about here.
That one is Wrath Keep.
Yeah, that is Wrath Keep.
We have already been here.
Yeah,
I thought we
You're
were
right
here.
here.
no, you're right there. Yeah.
Oh no, that's a bridge. Yeah. Oh
Yeah,
yes. That's it.
Skolgorge Bridge. That's where you are.
Sorry. Yes. So there's nothing. There's nothing. We know there's something written there,
There is Cinder Hill.
and there's
What
just
is
Cinder
that?
Hill.
I'll ask Jor anyway, what is there?
I think he already told us. It's just isn't it just say it's a hill area?
Yeah, it's a
just
hilly area.
It's just a hill that's marked. It's not like a town or anything.
He had told us that we should go scouting somewhere there, I
Yes,
think.
Cinder Hill. Yeah.
Yeah, because you guys already made out from the map that the horde is gathering in Cinder Hill.
I asked Joe if there is a way to get over to. Oh,
Sorry, go on.
if there is a way to get over to this side of that small river, or is it a small enough river to cross? Or
He says, not likely. The forest is dense. It's gonna be pretty hard to get out of here, even with the road. Unless you have a guide, it's very hard, and not even I know the forest so good up that
No.
north.
well, we could just follow the river.
Yes.
The problem is getting to it.
What is I asked Jor how the width of the river.
He says it's the river you passed at the basically two of the hands of the river that goes together at where you passed the causeway. So I'm gonna pull you to the causeway a bit. This is the first river you passed. This is basically the width of it.
That means we can easily cross each side.
Yes, because we could use your spell. Yeah.
Yeah, he
Spell
just
over
says
there.
the hard part is finding the river, and
Yeah.
going. He says going up north will take you almost as much as getting to Cinder Hill.
Yeah. I also ask him if there is a reason it's called Witchwood. Because it sounds like a very foretelling name.
There are many rumors. One of which, I guess, the hobgoblins took residence in Wrath Keep. Said that most of the creatures that die here remain here, in some way, shape, or form.
Let's just hope the dragon doesn't stick around there then.
Whatever I killed here stayed dead. So I don't know if the rumors have any truth to it.
So, is it related to people believing that witches live there, or just purely because it sounds quote unquote haunted?
I think it's just a tactic of some creatures long ago to just scare off people from entering the woods.
And it also creates the interesting opportunity for people who want to go to a wood to ask which wood do they want to go to, and then they say which wood, and then it goes the which wood, and then no, I'm asking you which wood. And no, I'm not asking you which wood. I'm telling you I want to go to which wood. But yes, I need to explain which wood you need to go to.
If you say so.
He is
I just
confused.
say it's okay. Dwarven comedy is obviously different to everybody else. There was an amazing sketch by a dwarf called Ronnie about four candles. That was another good one.
So what are you doing? What are you
And
doing?
I don't know. I'm finished turning the two Ronnies into dwarves. They are pretty short people in it anyway, but
Well, we know the horde will pass through here, so we should either go a little bit forward or just be ready to retreat.
If we stick to the forest, it looks like we could probably get close enough to get a good idea what their size is.
Yes, and just for any precaution, I could take out the bridge before and leave a path for you with some ropes down into the ravine, which we can cut after.
Can Nick
I
not
don't
cast a
think we're
Can Nick
winning
not
this.
cast a spell across the whole?
I can cast
length?
the spell across. We can return with my spell.
Can you cast it across the whole length of the bridge?
Yes,
And how
Yeah.
long does it last?
it's 20. I can cast. Let me show you. 100 feet.
Yeah, it's 60 from end to end, 70 max.
Right. And how long does it last for?
5 rounds.
So we could definitely get across that far. Then if we ran, it would take us like 2 rounds to run across it, wouldn't it?
Yes.
1. If you
If
want.
we sprinted, yeah. And can you dispel it?
I don't have to dispel it as long as it exceeds the maximum weight, which is like 6 people. If you try to apply more weight to it, it just acts as if it wasn't there.
Yeah. But two worries. Like, if stuff tries to follow us across while we're doing that,
I
Are you
should be able
able
to
to
dispel it.
dispel it?
if
Is
too
there
many
a
things
D
step on
next
it,
to the spell?
does that mean that we go down?
No, it goes the first one. If we happen to be there first, and we are the maximum weight of the bridge, anything that tries to follow us goes down.
Right.
He looks at you. Well, that sounds mighty useful.
I'm just worried about stuff following us across, though. That's all.
Yeah, my question, but if you're able to dispel it whenever you want, you could
Yes.
be followed and then remove it as the enemies are
And then go,
on it, and then drop them. So
I should
being
be
able to dispel it is, could be fairly useful.
Hobgoblins are not that stupid. These are trained.
Well, if they see us running over it,
That's it.
Yes.
They would probably follow.
If they're walk raised and chasing us, then
Maybe.
that's the situation I'm
Who
worried about.
knows?
If we come running back and we're being chased, in hot pursuit,
it
I
could
don't
be
really,
useful.
I don't really want to be climbing down a rope with hobgoblins at the top of it, because hobgoblins might not be the most intelligent things in the world. But like you say, they're not stupid. They'll kind of just turn around and go, jump.
Since you can put down ropes in the ravine, could you just put down spikes for the goblins that will probably fall trying to chase us?
What have we
Spikes.
for?
If anybody falls from
Stakes.
that height, it's. I mean,
It's
look
like-
down. He kind of
Oh,
takes
some are-
you. He kind of takes you closer to the ravine and points down and shows you that you're gonna take about 10d6 damage if you fall that way.
Oh.
10 to 6, you say?
So
Alright.
on your feet.
I could survive that.
Well, dwarves could survive many other things.
But we're smart enough to build the bridges in the first place, so there's no need to try it out.
He laughs in his haughty manner, and he says, "Okay, so shall we get going? You go across the bridge. I'm gonna take it down. It's gonna take me just a couple of hours, and come back. We go back to the city and tell them what's going on."
I still think we should take it down when we arrive.
Did the whistle attract a running donkey, by the way? A natural 20 whistle.
No. No running donkeys.
Worth a try.
To those watching this, they try to whistle for their donkey, which is about 2 days journey from here back in the town.
Definitely works.
Apparently, no such rules exist for whistling.
No such rules exist.
The lawyer cannot help in this situation.
Okay, so
If I got a signal whistle though,
yeah. Nah, signal whistles don't work like that. Signal whistles is, you know how you hear a cry of a bird that is not a bird actually? Yes,
I don't talk to many birds.
No, signals in a forest, whenever you want to signal your friend but not make it obvious that it's actually you signaling it. You use a signal whistle to imitate the sound of a bird or a certain animal.
Oh, I might just buy one of them for the comedy appeal.
Okay, so Joe looks at you and says, so what do you want to do?
Ooh. I'm still strongly for destroying it when we return, not before.
Yeah.
I will follow your directive for now, but I will stack
I
up.
think that if we're all going, we should probably destroy it first. That way, if we all die, at least there's some time before the town
No.
gets invaded.
I'm sure
not
Joe
going.
will destroy it if we don't come back.
I will. I'm the only one who can go back to the city, knows the way, on my own if you guys don't come back in a day. Basically a day. I will go back to the city and warn them.
I just thank him for helping us and being generous by returning the gold, and I just kind of beckon him down to like my height and talk to him and just I just say how well I've noticed him in combat with his bow. But if ever he wanted to learn to fight like a true dwarf, I have a book of the White Raven here, and in it has some pictures of how to do different types of White Raven maneuvers and how to focus your power, and there's a couple of stone maneuvers in there as well, and various bits of the Crusader. And if he wants to read that while he waits for us, he could have a flick through that, as long as he looks after it, because obviously it's a treasured martial arts.
What if you can't read?
He says, "Don't worry, I can. I have what to do in the time you come back."
Does he look at all injured?
He does not look at all injured.
Okay.
You healed him already. Who else has damage on them?
I think I said that I healed everybody full
Oh
last
yeah, you
night
healed everybody
because
last
I had a
night.
bunch of spells. So.
Yeah, I only took 4 damage anyway, so.
No, the rest people were just you with 14 and Hennes with
14,
11 on
4.
him.
Yeah.
So you guys
Yeah.
are full health.
All full.
I give him a big hearty pat on the back then, and I think we're ready to go.
He nods. Okay, so
Nice hug.
Oh, Joe, if you see any stray donkeys that happen to have come this way, they're mine.
he nods and says aye. Okay, well, you go on towards Cinder Hill.
In the middle of the bridge, I want to, by the way, ask the dwarf in Draconic where he learned Draconic.
Dwarf. Do you respond?
I look at him blankly.
I heard him speaking Draconic before.
You heard him, yes. When he challenged the dragon. Okay, so he doesn't respond. Do you press on with the questions?
I'll just sigh. I vomit a little bit more. And go.
I'm feeling okay.
I will pass.
It takes about 3 or 4 hours of going at a quickened pace to get to Cinder Hill, which you can easily make out that for an army would take a full day of marching. The trail you're following crests a rugged ridge, sparsely covered the wind-twisted pine trees. From the ridge, you find yourself looking across a broad vale, with a rugged, knob-like hill or a small mountain on the opposite side. The Dawnway cuts through the valley, a ribbon of pale stone leading past the towering heights of the hill. The valley is filled with a great encampment. Hundreds of crude tents dot the valley floor, interspersed with bulky siege engines, group of wagons, and pens of draft beasts. You can easily make out hundreds of warriors in view at any given time. Bands of goblin warg riders patrol the camp's outskirts. Battalions of Fils hobgoblins engage in melee mock battles with martial shouts and a clang of steel on steel. Hulking giants prod from place to place, and even see a scarlet-colored dragon lazily circling overhead. This is the camp of an army numbering in the thousands.
Ooh.
So you are at a safe distance. You're just on a hill, away from the encampment. So that's basically all that you can see from this distance.
Guys, I don't think we can take them on. Just saying.
Oh, you sure? I mean, I'll take the 1,000 on the right. You take the 1,000 on the left.
I'll summon a squid. We'll be fine.
I'll take the dragon. How big does the dragon look?
The dragon looks pretty big. You
How
can
much
make
bigger than the other one?
Like adultly big.
it like a lot bigger.
I'm not saying adult as in trying to metagame what level it is. I just mean it looks like a full-grown adult.
It does look like a full-grown adult.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
Let's
so
stay at this safe distance from the camp.
go on. What do you guys do?
I look to the group
Alright.
and say, well, we noticed that there's a lot of people here. Let's not go down there and,
Can I
nest
make
them
a
any.
Can I make a knowledge dungeoneering to discern if I see any leadership hobgoblin figures there?
No,
What's that got to do with Dungeoneering?
no, this had nothing to do with engineering.
Anything, any skill that has to do with something like that.
Just do me a spot check to see if you can find anything that looks like
A second.
Interesting.
I don't.
nothing.
I find a goblin. Yeah.
Nothing.
Can I appraise
Do
my
I
enemy?
notice? Actually, I have a question.
Go on.
Do we see any, like, food and water tent thingy? I don't know how they kept it back there, but if there's like a single place where they keep like animals and
Yeah,
water
yeah. You
supplies.
can see a lot of carts. Basically, that's what I told you about those. A lot of work-driven carts and beast-driven carts.
Yeah, but
From what you can make out, they are the surprise.
okay. Do I know? Well, do I know that they keep their food there, or
You can take it. You can take it however you want it.
Right, Chuky. I think it's
well,
realistic.
I proposed to the party that if we were able to cut their food supplies somehow, like maybe, well, I do not like poisoning things, but if we can like make them uneatable, this might slow them down quite a bit
Yep, I agree.
Or-
But
because they would need to then resupply or something.
looking around quickly though, Chuky, like we're nowhere near anything that we've seen, basically.
No. Again, imagine this. So there's this.
Oh no, that's fine. It's like as long as it's safe. Just that. I basically want to realistically see if we could just take 10 or take 20 together to just collectively look at things and
No.
analyze areas of it.
It's
See if we
your
see any trolls walking around, any special things, or etc. I don't know.
no. You're away. You're very much away from this whole valley.
Let him
Hennessy.
roll, see if he could spot a fucking special goblin.
Hennessy.
I let him roll, but that doesn't mean that the DC was 15.
I say,
Can
Hennessy,
you foresee him get any close? No, fire.
would you able to go and scout the area?
Well, not by himself,
No.
sure.
No,
I'd
okay.
try to gauge the amount of places to hide approaching
You,
the.
you see a dragon going up scouting. You see wargs running around the camp and on the outskirts of the camp.
Well,
Uh,
maybe during the night.
Mage, what happens if you turn him tiny twice?
What happens if
You turn him tiny twice.
I think that it goes to the... He becomes more tiny, but still it will only matter for 5 minutes or so.
Are you able to turn people invisible, mage?
No, not yet.
What if we turn him tiny twice and I throw him in?
Problem's gonna be the wargs. They'll be able to smell me.
Yeah, but they're never going to be able to pinpoint something like that. Not to the point where they would.
No,
Yeah.
but if there's
can't tell
a
me that
mage in
every
there
wall-
that. If there's a mage in there, there's the ability to possibly spot me using magic or something. There's a dragon there. I don't know what the dragon's powers are, but it's circling around, so hiding really isn't an option.
Most dragons can just sense presences rather than people, to the best of my knowledge.
Look, in my professional opinion, sneaking into that camp, not really an option.
So why did we come here then?
Probably to gauge the strength of the enemy, which is
Big.
impressive.
In the thousands.
Thousands.
There is something that we need to discuss. first of all. So, if this army goes and attacks Drellin's Ferry, there is probably no hope for the town, right?
Right.
Yeah, the town would be destroyed.
This means that most of the town will try to get evacuated when we return, right?
Yes.
Yes.
But seeing how this army poses a threat to the region, wouldn't it be... The town has a river, right?
Yes,
You
and-
cross with a boat.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I know exactly what
We'll
you're
destroy
about to
the
say.
boat.
We'll destroy the boat, but
when it's time. But
what if we do some sort of stand first?
Mhm.
Take advantage of the militia to
That's
destroy
what I
any
agree.
kind of part the army we can with our combat prowess, then take the boat away and we'll cause some damage to the army rather than evacuating the entire town and letting them burn it.
well, what we want to do is we want to gather an opposing army, and we can take the militia from the Drenlin's Ferry and head towards the largest city in the area. You know, gather forces to fight this army. The more
Yeah, but
people
the-
we have when we actually confront them, the more likely we are to succeed.
But at the
I
same
believe
time,
that
the
we would be
further we
able
go
to
back,
do significant damage.
yeah, the further we go back, also the more homes are going to get wrecked, and
Yes,
the more,
Yeah,
the
so-
more ground we lose, the more supplies they gain.
we cannot hold the city, but if we take a super proportional amount of the army with us and then escape, of course, with the boat,
It's like if you take 8 cities or however many there are and put them all into one city, it's going to create compactness, famine, etc.
I mean, it's the first time the mage and the dwarf agree at one thing. Come on.
Problem is, homes can be rebuilt. People can't, and I
Their
don't think
sacrifice
there's.
will be remembered forever.
Looking at the town of Drenlin's Ferry, there isn't really much of a militia to fight against such an army.
Oh, there is.
But we could go and get more people from the next one, and instead of constantly going backwards, we could come forwards.
We could make
Ex-
stands to reduce the army until they reach the capital. If we're going that far. I just say that a stand would be useful. Now, if no one stands, I won't stand, of course. Act as you please, fighter.
It's a possibility. It's just it depends on a lot of things. Like you could hide in a house and make the place look like vanished, and then when they pass through, jump out and get the front or the back. But then
I'm
they're
gonna
likely going to loot everything on the way. So
I'm gonna move you guys to the drawn map so you can see what you're talking about easier.
I just give the idea of Drellin's Ferry because the first time we get outnumbered, we can just retreat with the boat and the army won't be able to follow us that fast, and from then on we'll run to the next town. It's advantageous that we can harass them, and as soon as they come in, go through the river.
we could
If
we
they
could
have any flyers, I'll just use lightning bolt.
we could
I
just
meant I
scare
will
them
make
as well.
the sky strike them down.
Can you cast grease?
Well, if you guys want to do a last stand against a horde
It's
in
not
a last
stand.
Drenlin's Ferry, you guys can. I'm going to the next town. though.
You're a rogue. You should be very familiar with guerrilla tactics and hit and run.
Oh yes, I'm very familiar with
Not
guerrilla
the last
tactics,
stand.
but I also am familiar with the idea that making a stand in a town that's being attacked by thousands when you don't have anywhere near that number is suicide.
But when
we're
he's not asking us to stand in front of the army as four and go, "You shall not pass," and then get like fire raid by fucking 10 dragons at once.
We can just harass them, and as soon as we think that we are outnumbered, retreat through the river because there is a river. We have to
Oh,
take
What
it.
okay.
about
And what if
What
they
about-
have mages that can do what our mage can and make bridges across the river?
The river is not big enough for that bridge. We'll take the boat. I know my
what
spell.
about
It's not enough for the army. And if they have
Instead-
mages like that, the army won't be able to pass through.
They'd only be able to come across like 5 or 6 at a time anyway. I'll just hack them up.
It's an
As
advantage
I said,
that we can
you
use.
guys can do your guerrilla tactics in that town if you want. I'm going to be heading to the next one.
You're
I
the
have
one
a
who
better
wanted to do
plan.
sneaky
I have a
sneaky
better
all the
idea.
time.
I have a better idea. Why, instead of attacking the front or rear of the army, don't we attack the scouting parties that usually follow an army and go in front of it or at the sides.
Oh, the scouting party, fine, but waiting for the main force of the army? No way am I sticking around for that. Not without a similarly large force ready to attack them.
Yeah.
I mean, just bear in mind, we've just taken on like nearly 3 times as much as us alone,
Yeah, but
and a dragon on top of that.
What
Yeah,
we
but-
meant was not to stay and fight any kind of the army.
You just hit
Hold
That's
them,
not
and
fight
as soon
the
as
main
we
army.
see them, run back. When the main army arrives. The scouting parties, yeah, okay.
Perhaps before we make any definite plans, we should talk to the town and see what their plans are.
My mage would cut in at this moment and say, you know that they would want to evacuate to save the populace, but that way they'll only make it difficult for the rest of the cities.
And that makes you a hypocrite, because you just want to destroy the bridge without asking them.
Well, yeah. I'm a hypocrite. We all are. So what? I'm just saying, if you're wanting to take on an army, we should ask the people who you're wanting to take on the army with.
We won't ask them to take the army with us. We'll ask them to fight with us and run with us.
That was my point. We should see their opinion before we suddenly put them into a battle that they don't want or anything.
Well,
Well,
just keep in mind...
It's pointless anyway, because if we're not all doing it, then we're not doing it.
I think we can all attack the scouting parties, right? All of us agree on that.
I think foreseeably Jaw and some archers, etc.
Let's just not attack the
could wreak
main
havoc
army
on
in any
the
way.
archers. But the more that you anger them, the more that damage they're probably going to do. I'm just interested in talking to people like the Druid and stuff like that, because while we might not be able to defend the ferry area, like I really don't think that we can, but we might be able to do some sort of display of magic or set the river on fire by using oil or something like that.
I'll also speak to the town mage. Yes.
Something to dazzle and display and delay them. I
want to say that our experience as adventurers shows that weaker evil creatures gather around stronger evil creatures. If we take any kind of stronger leader creature with us at the fight, the army will be severely weakened. Then humans whose generals can be replaced like a...
Yeah, but they're all going to be together, so like, as much as I think we have a valid point of doing hit and run tactics, we can't do it against the army because the army's there. The dragon alone is a reason not to attack.
We'll speak to the town executives, druids,
but no, but attacking the army is stupid because the dragon will be with the army. Simple as.
It might not follow the head of the army.
It will be with the army.
Yes, that is their big.
Look at it. I
sword,
mean, Chuky. While this is going on, has this dragon just literally been flying in circles?
Yep, easily flying in circles around
From
the camp.
what I know of dragons, or will I have to roll for it? I don't know. Are dragons usually free-willed creatures, or is it known for them to be controlled potentially?
Roll me a knowledge.
What kind of knowledge?
I think one that he has,
I think it
special.
would be.
Dungeoneering one would be okay.
I've got all of them at the same amount of points: history, dungeoneering, religion, architect and engineering, and martial law.
What color is this dragon?
Red.
Okay.
And they're all +2.
Do me a history. Actually, it's better for history because see if you know anything in the past.
Oh no, they're all +3. Sorry, because I get 1 in each one. So yeah, +3.
Hennessy will at this point out that if they've got 2 dragons, they probably have more than 2 dragons. So we probably haven't seen all of their force yet.
You
Yeah,
don't
but
know of dragons being controlled ever. You know that dragons respond to Tiamat, the goddess of dragons, and always follow her rule. Black dragons are the ones that usually go on independently, but the others usually follow orders of some higher power.
And we've met somebody who's worshipped Tiamat in combat, haven't we?
Yes,
The guy who got the wings.
the bugbear.
Yeah.
Alright, then
That's
I
another
propose
good point.
we should
There was already
attack
an
the-
advanced. There was already an advanced party that we found, what if there's advanced parties all through the land?
There probably is.
We should not only
Wouldn't it
take
be
them
more
out,
effective? Yeah, it would be more effective to take them out so that the army doesn't get reinforcements as it progresses.
It
The most
is-
effective would be not only to take them out, but also to imprison, if any.
The most
Yeah.
right. Look, the most effective place to defend at this moment of time is the keep.
I think that using the keep to defend would actually be kind of bad idea, considering how close the army is, and we don't actually have a place to. We don't have an army to retaliate
But
with.
we can go back and set up a fuck ton of traps there, because I guarantee you that scouting party was there to secure that keep. So when they crossed the river, they had a place to stay.
That's convenient. I mean, it makes sense.
Look at the map. It's directly after the river,
That's quite
and
possible.
it's a day's march away. So let's go back.
I'll just
Yes.
point to the dwarf and say,
Go back, wreck the bridge. That'll delay them. Then we've got a good day to go back to the town, get what we need to make a fuck ton of traps. If we can find the giant, I don't think he's going to be there, but if we can try and see if
Well,
he's about.
George said he was going to trap the forest to go against the
Mhm.
army.
So, yep.
So by the time
you-
they reach the base, they'll probably have an idea that the place is trapped and they were expected.
yeah,
I
so
don't know
it'll
if they'd use it.
it will delay them even more.
could the dwarf
Or
make
they'll
the
just
keep?
skip over it.
You don't know that. I mean,
We
Would
don't
the
know
dwarf-
that they'll use it either. I mean, if the forest is trapped, they know
Right,
that
so-
they've been discovered. So would they stop to rest at the keep, or would they just continue marching?
if they continue marching, they'll be.
Mate, you don't know.
Rolling.
That's the whole point. But you do what you can. We're delaying them. We're gaining time. It makes sense to try and delay them even more.
Could the dwarf make the keep demolish while they're inside?
Dude, might have ogre strength gauntlets, but like, I'm not Hercules.
I mean, remove a stone here and there.
Another famous dwarf of history, by the way, Chuky.
Wait, don't demolish the keep. If
No,
we
it's not
survive
mine,
this,
fucking
we
keep.
could use
I'm
it.
not demolishing it. I might not own the deed for it, but it's mine. I claimed it spiritually because I'm related to the stone. Distant friends of my mother, on my father's side.
Okay, so go on. What do you guys do?
How about? I mean, they're probably gonna send another scouting party ahead when they realize that the one they sent is not returning. So how about
Let's
we
keep
prepare an
it
ambush for
reach.
them,
Yes.
and then go back to town, warn them, and see if
If-
anyone wants to
Please
stay
capture.
and fight the next
If-
scouting party or
If
something.
they scouted and defended with a dragon last time, they'll send a dragon again,
And
Yeah,
we'll
but-
kill it. We're going
and it will be a bigger dragon.
We didn't have a lot of problem with that one, did we?
Oh, yeah,
Besides,
you
if we're
wouldn't
going to be
need-
carrying
you
a
wouldn't need
dragon through
guys.
the woods, do we want to actually stick around for another scouting party? This army could move at any time.
Well, we can stay here and see if a small party leaves, and if it does, we can prepare, because we know they're gonna go towards the bridge, and we can prepare before or after the bridge, and ambush them.
Which is why I think
Question.
it's better to destroy the bridge when they approach it, because it would delay them even more if this army all
Probably.
mobilized, carted
And the
up,
bridge wasn't there.
travelled in that direction, and then the bridge just fell in front of them. But the closer to the army you get, the closer to that dragon, and like the devil says, who knows how many dragons you get.
I don't
Yes.
think it would delay them much. I mean,
It
look at
wouldn't
the
delay
map.
wouldn't delay the dragon in
Well, I
even.
don't think it would delay the army much. Look at the map. If
Yes,
the
they've got to
bridge is
turn
out
around.
here,
They've got to turn
if
around.
if the bridge is out here, they'll probably just go this way to go around the gorge.
No, Joe told us exactly the other way that an army could go, and that was back around and through the keep.
I want,
Through the keep, through the hills. Sorry.
right, while we wait, I want to set to send my toad to scout.
That's not gonna come back.
I mean,
They're gonna eat it.
Okay, so do you actually do that?
I can communicate with him over 1 mile. I want to carefully go inside my toad and send him.
Okay, send it out. Whoop, 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 whoop. 1 sec. So after about 10-15 minutes of this going on and you watching that
The
out,
frog's finally 20 feet away.
yeah, you have after the frog gets a part way and you see the hellhounds sniffing around and stopping
No,
in their way.
if they're sniffing, he's running back. He's running back, and he also has a bonus to hide, racial.
Okay, do me a hide check from him.
It has a +5. So.
I mean, I'm just fucking with
Oh
you.
my god!
I'm just
Oh my
fucking with you. They have scent, so
Run, frog.
it's an 18. Sorry, mate. Well, yeah.
What?
Yeah, well, you sent your. I'm sorry, this is not me being a bad DM, but you have sent your frog in a band of about thousands,
Yes.
and the hellhounds. And I think the goblins and the hellhounds have fought over the frog.
Alright,
and
let
then
me
ate
open
it.
the book and see how much XP I lose.
Okay.
We have discovered that our enemy is French. Oh wait.
I just pat the mage on the back and just say next time you can get something that's a little bit more useful. Like I've seen mages in the past that have hawks that peck people's eyebrows out and fire lightning out of their beaks for their master at commands and will and stuff like that. I mean, it was a lovely frog, but at least now we can maybe go back to the mage, see if he's got
I
any
can
spare
sacrifice
familiars.
gold points and get a new frog. It's okay.
You need
no,
about
no,
24 hours to cast the spell.
You can
12
get
hours.
something- I'm sure we can find you something better than a frog. In fact, I insist of it to the point that if I see another fucking frog, I'm going to smash it.
Well, don't smash it. We could cook it up and eat it.
Well, if I could mash it into a paste or something.
By the way, Nick, again, it's like we can only see your lips now. We cannot see your face
Oh,
at
made
all.
it back. It's only not see me.
Can you move your camera a bit?
Right, I think realistically though we need to head out because it looks like we're not going to do anything here other than
Nick?
give the army French cuisine for the night.
Wait a minute, I need to see how much XP I lose.
We need to see your face when you realise it.
Yes, that's what I'm. Move your camera a bit up.
That much?
More, a bit more. Okay, how much do you lose? Stop doing that. Oh, that's a weird face. God damn it.
Come on, I think I get a saving throw.
No,
You don't get a saving throw.
You don't get a
That was
saving.
then.
To reduce the XP loss.
Well, we'll look into it. You can look into it.
No, he does. He
Just
needs
go
to do
ahead,
a
I'll look at it.
you need to do a fortitude saving throw DC 15.
Yes. And failure means I lose. Oh my god.
200 experience points per level.
Per sorcerer level. Mage level. So I
Yep.
won't lose 800.
And success reduces it to half the amount.
Okay, do it.
Fortitude.
I'm just curious if it was worth it.
It wasn't worth it, I'm sure of it.
I don't know. We learned important information about our
wasn't
enemies.
Yes, you would use 800 experience points.
And
So
you also don't appear to have read your class very well either, Nick.
Don't you also lose special abilities that the animal companion gives you?
yeah.
Yes. I only have alertness, it's not.
So wait, you almost D-level. You're very close. But no,
Hang
you're
on, you
not.
can never de-level.
You can never D-level. I'm just.
I thought
You can D-level if from certain spells, but you have 17,700 XP now, while everybody else has 18,500.
So,
And you won't be replacing that familiar anytime soon, it looks like.
Yep.
can I turn back in time? 17,000.
So, guys, what do you do?
Like I said, it realistically doesn't look like we're going to be able to do anything other than serve French cuisine to these orcs if he finds any more orcs. So let's head back. Let's discuss the bridge with Joe when we get back and go from there.
Okay. So, what do you guys do after all? Do you follow this plan?
I like the poisoning
Go back to the
idea.
bridge.
I like all of the ideas, but realistically, he's not going to sneak in there by himself. I'm definitely not sneaking in there and fucking plate mail. Other than put a load of dwarfs in barrels and roll them down the stream from a very famous tale of dwarven history. I have no idea of how we
Dwarves and halflings.
Dwarves and halflings. Yes, halfling was there. I have no idea how we can attack this place.
Yeah, we're not going to be attacking
Never.
this place. We'll need to retreat for now.
I am, however, interested, Chuky, in scanning around for most of the time that I've been talking realistically, etc. I want to see if I can look for a roost for the dragon or something like that.
You see no roost for the dragon. It seems
What's
like,
roost?
basically its nest.
Yeah.
It seems like this is a gathering place. From all that you have made out, this is the place that they are gathering at, and then they're gonna start the marching per se.
Mhm.
This is not the place that they have come from.
Yes, but you'd imagine if the dragon was mobile, it would be staying somewhere. So that must mean that this dragon's actually living nearby or from nearby. Just as an interesting idea.
Wait a minute.
No, you can't have a dragon familiar.
No, I can't have a dragon familiar, but a slain familiar can be raised from the dead just as a character can be, and I'll look
Nick,
at our
if your
cleric.
character moves more than 5 feet towards the army, you're getting grabbed.
I want to plead the cleric to sneak in there and save my toad.
You're getting
I
slapped if
think
you have
I
any
mean-
more
Toad has
crazy
been
ideas.
eaten.
Not the cleric. Can you give the stuff to the rogue and the
I
rogue?
think
No.
your toad has been eaten. I do not think it's possible to revive.
If you got the hellhound,
We'll just kind of, cast Raise Dead on every single goblin stomach we see.
all right.
We can only do that twice.
Right.
so-
I'll wait a year and a day. It's okay.
Yeah, I'll mark it down in my diary for you, don't worry.
Till then, someone else will deliver my touch spell.
Sure.
Okay, yeah. So you guys turn back around to Skullgorge Bridge.
That's not gonna happen.
Okay, so about 3 or 4 hours again. That goes to about 7 hours on the road, which makes it about 3 p.m. at the moment. You make it back to Skullgorge Bridge.
Oh, when we were at this thing, they didn't look mobilised at all. They were fully camped, weren't they?
No, they were camped. Yeah, they were fully
Yeah.
camped. It seems
Sorry.
like a lot more people were coming in. A lot more
3 or 4 hours walk. So if
Like not walk. It's not a walk. It's a hasty movement.
well, then we could drop the bridge and they'd still come this way without knowing that the bridge was gone.
Not unless they sent a scout, like Alex points out.
True.
Also, it's likely the dragon will fly ahead.
Okay, so you guys come back to Skullgorge Bridge. You can see a impressive number of big boulders and crates stacked up on the